right, the Cookup episode 1, scene 1, take 1.
Thank you guys for coming out today.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, just letting us pick your brain, your kitchen here in the studio, and then your kitchen upstairs.
Sir.
This is Rob, Chef Rob, and this is Epidemic.
Likewise.
What's your memories of food and music together?
So I got suspended from school for fighting. My parents took my Xbox, my TV, pretty much everything, but they didn't take my cassette player. So then I had raided my pop's cassette collection, and he had like Tupac, All Eyes on Me. He had Wu-Tang, 36 Chambers, Tribe Called Quest. I wasn't really hip to it at the time, but I just started slamming those cassette tapes back, and I became passionate about hip hop from that point on. As far as like food and music being tied together, like whenever you have a cookout, there's always music being played. It's all about community and congregation and good vibes all around, and food and music both have that in common.
Every culture has something different to...
A different interpretation of the same thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The first sound that inspired me to make beats. Early Wayne, like Carter 2, like it was one of my favorite albums. It came out in 2005, I was 10 years old. I used to listen to the Runners a lot. It was a production duo, but they worked with Wayne, Rick Ross. This is another production group called Justice League. For whatever reason, the sounds that they would use in the records would just, it sounded like anthems, very epic and like grand type of, chords or melodies. They had organs, like just actual natural instruments. The drums was just crazy.
What are your earliest memories of food and music? And how did that cultivate your palate or your taste for music?
My earliest memories of food is like having tamales and my mom and her sisters was making just for Christmas or Thanksgiving or whatever holiday it was.
I guess I kind of touched on my answer earlier, but it has a lot to do with my grandmother. All right, so I'm getting ready to pull these Johnny cakes out now, and I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all try some, because why not? You know what I mean? Now, I mentioned my grandmother too, and I used to sneak bites of her food all the time while she was cooking. That whole lick the spoon from the chocolate cake, brownie feel. Yeah, we're not gonna wait. I saw the value in what she was doing, but eventually, in high school, when I was in high school, my mom, she works for United Airlines, and my dad worked a graveyard shift, so me and my cousins, my cousins lived with me, we didn't have nobody to make food for us, so we was in there making ramen noodle casseroles and fried bologna sandwiches, and mind you, I still smash a fried bologna sandwich in a heartbeat, but you can't eat that all the time. So whenever I go back to my grandmother's house, I'd shadow her in the kitchen, and then that's when it really started to take off for me as far as food goes, my passion for it.
Oh, I ain't even chew it yet.
Dude, it's fire.
Yeah.
Working with artists, it's fun because we get to bounce ideas off of each other. I'll get stuck on, one part of the beat, and they'll, just randomly hum a melody.
Yeah.
And then that'll give me an idea to figure out the next pocket.
Right. I think that's the thing about collaborating, not just with music, but in general. It's kind of it's not about your own vision, but working with another person to come with the best outcome of whatever it is you're working on.
I have a couple co-producers that just email me loops and samples, and I just go off of that if I'm, if I got an hour or two and I don't have enough time to go in depth on production, I'll just go through some samples. Usually when I start making beats or whatever, I just start with a piano just to find the right key or the right scale.
like you found the melody right, and you found like the basis of what you were, the feel that you're trying to go for. And in the drum process, it's like kind of adding a new ingredient to this beat, right? How do you know when you find the right kick or find the right?
Shit, I really don't know. I just go through sounds and then whatever like catches my attention.
More of a feeling than anything.
Yeah.
As far as building a dish goes, for me, I'll make a dish in its entirety, or even just jot down the idea, and then when I think it's done, I take one ingredient away from it. Yeah, because I don't want to. You don't want to overdo it. You know what I mean? If you have too many things going on, it's just like what point are you trying to get across flavor-wise? And things start to clash, and it gets a little messy. So always do a little less than you think you need. So I present to you Wu's 36 Chambers. We have a sweet corn Johnny cake as the base, pimento cheese with a little bit of pickled cherry bomb peppers mixed into the cheese, jumbo prawns tossed in the spicy XO sauce, and broccoli, bok choy, and carrot slaw to top it all off.
So is there a right way to dive into this, or is it just like
No, just like I said, just keep in mind trying to get everything on one fork. So the shrimp, cheese,
everything's
the
purposeful?
Johnny cake, yeah, a little bit of slaw.
These prawns.
Fire, huh? Yeah.
What is the Cookup after, experiencing today and learning about each other's craft? Like, what does the Cookup mean to you?
The Cookup is, in general, the creative processes and finding common ground between different crafts. Because I feel like observing each other today, we could probably gain certain aspects from each other's creative processes and kind of incorporate that into what we do on a day-to-day basis. So that's kind of what I'm getting.
Like being able to find parallels in between like what I do and what he does. Like for me personally, it struck a different chord with me to where it's like just really witnessing the process from a different perspective.